Hello, my name is Sandra Grossman, and I am a partner at the immigration law firm of Grossman, Young and Hammond. I'm going to speak this afternoon about President Trump's announcement that he would temporarily suspend immigration into the United States, purportedly due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and to quote unquote protect the jobs of U.S. citizens. We share our clients' concerns that we are facing down yet another obstacle to lawful immigration with potentially devastating consequences to American families and employers. As we are keenly aware by now, we are in an election year, and President Trump has long pandered to his political base with promises to severely restrict immigration to the United States. It seems that the COVID-19 pandemic is certainly giving him the opportunity to deliver on his promises. Many of our clients are asking how they will be affected by the president's latest announcement. Obviously, we don't have much of the information that we need at this point in order to properly advise clients about the effect of the president's announcement. Immigration policy, however, is not carried forth and implemented through Twitter. The next move on the part of the administration would be to issue an executive order outlining the administration's plans for restricting immigration. So, to a great extent, we are left guessing about how wide-ranging the order will be and what exceptions and waivers will exist. CNN reported this morning that the order would be temporary. They spoke to their contact within the administration and allegedly were told that the executive order would constitute a 120-day halt on quote unquote some work visas in order to mitigate employment concerns related to the pandemic. Just a few minutes ago, the New York Times issued a report noting that the president had backed off of plans to halt or restrict the main guest worker programs that allow farm laborers, high-tech employees, and other individuals that have specialty work visas from coming to the United States. So in other words, there seems to have been a fairly strong and negative reaction from U.S. employers and from the business community to the president's broad Twitter announcement that he would be halting immigration. Regardless, we won't know the details until the executive order is actually released. In terms of context, it is important to note that immigration services, for the most part, are already significantly on hold, and entry is prohibited for most individuals coming from China, Iran, the Schengen area, and the United Kingdom. The State Department has suspended all routine visa services as of March 20th and basically limited consular processing to emergency and what they call mission critical visas. Similarly, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services temporarily suspended in-person services, including interviews and biometrics appointments, at least through May 3rd, 2020. We are also aware that asylum seekers are no longer permitted to enter the U.S., and refugee resettlement has been on hold. So to a large extent, the president's plan and promise to restrict immigration to the United States has already largely been implemented for now for what we hope to be on a temporary basis. The difference with what is already happening and the president's Twitter announcement last night is that he was justifying the restriction on immigration based on protecting U.S. employees and U.S. workers. And so that kind of broader justification could potentially provide the administration with more tools or more justifications for broadening the limits on even legal immigration. we're telling our clients that they should proceed where possible with preparing and filing for now their applications for immigration benefits. Information that we have so far suggests that the president's order, if it's ultimately deemed enforceable, is likely to be temporary. And so we think it's important for our clients to be at the front of the line in terms of their applications for immigration benefits when this latest measure by the president is hopefully lifted. A lot of the other questions we've been getting are around whether or not the administration has the authority to take this kind of action. At this point, again, all we have is a tweet. But what we do know, based on past decisions from the Supreme Court, like, for example, the 2018 travel ban decision, which upheld the president's initiative to prohibit immigration from 8 majority Muslim countries, that the Supreme Court found that the president does have extremely broad discretion to suspend the entry of foreign nationals into the United States. And that determination may be made by the president based on what he thinks or who he thinks is detrimental to the interest of the United States. So the president has that decision as legal authority for his kind of broad discretion to limit the entry of broad swaths of people into the U.S. Additionally, other news reports that we've seen are hypothesizing that the administration would invoke a separate provision of the U.S. Code that allows the federal government to restrict immigration for public health reasons. Only time will tell exactly how the administration plans to implement and justify any policy severely restricting immigration, and whether legal challenges to a far-reaching order will prevent its implementation. Already since last night, the president seems to be backing off a little bit from the extremely comprehensive tweet that we sent. So as soon as Grossman, Young, and Hammond receives more information about the executive order, we will provide further analysis and guidance. Thank you, and please stay safe. Goodbye.